complement of players ready for this game and beyond. Describe what it is like to have Dariana Little Page-Bugs right there by your side, not on the bench after having to recover from an injury last year, but to be right there with y'all with the goals in front of you.
Yeah, Bugs is special. She's the heart of our team. She's our go. She's the person who makes us laugh, the person who gets us focused and locked in. So just to have her back on the court, to make those extra plays that will put us over the top, it's really important. She's a very big piece of our offense, our defense, all of it. So just very blessed to have her back and healthy this year to be in this moment with us.
Let's just throw it back a little bit to Baylor football and Bryce Petty when they were about to play Oklahoma, and all he said was, we're just ready for Oklahoma. Are you just ready for TCU?
Yeah, we're just ready. We're excited for the opportunity and going to bring the best that we have.
Looking for a fun night out with family or friends? Head to Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark and catch Baylor season.
Sure. Gotcha.
Starting at just $5 for general admission seating. Or stop by the ballpark for $2 Tuesdays, featuring discounted concession items plus $2 off general admission tickets. Grab your seats now at BaylorBears.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Baylor Ballpark.
Planning a new or used vehicle purchase? Drive the lane with First Central Credit Union's easy online application. It's a winning season with First Central's full court press of quick local loan processing, your best rate, and flexible terms. Apply online. You'll score at www.firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
We don't just
Gotcha.
trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
On the TCU campus in Fort Worth, the Bears and the Horned Frogs battling for the second time this season. TCU won the opener in Waco. The Bears are trying to return the favor with a win on TCU's home floor today, which would give the Bears a share of the Big 12 title. Right now, West Virginia is doing their part to try to claim a share of the Big 12 title. They are romping in Cincinnati 112-49 with 5 minutes to go. If the Bears win today, it would be a three-way tie for first place. This is Conecuh Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. Starting lineups will soon be announced here. We'll have them for you before tip-off. But for now, we're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we're going to hear from Bears head coach Nikki Collin, get her thoughts on the importance of Bella Fauntleroy's performance in the win over Kansas State, what Baylor's going to do different defensively today against TCU, and why she feels this team has been battle-tested, and they can channel that into this big-time game, this big-time environment tonight in Schollmeyer Arena. Coach Nikki's comments are straight ahead here as we get you ready for this top 20 matchup in the regular season finale. 11th-ranked TCU and your 18th-ranked Baylor Bears here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy
Got it, sir.
service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be from a company, don't give them your personal information, ever. Unless you know them personally, hang up and call the company back on a verified number.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
It's the regular season finale today in Fort Worth. Baylor and TCU in a top 20 matchup for the Bears, an opportunity for a Big 12 title. It's time for a pregame visit with head coach Nikki Collin. Baylor coming off of an 80-54 win, a dominant performance on Monday against Kansas State. And Coach Nikki, a good game to be coming off of. And let's start off first with Bella Fauntleroy's performance in that game. 16 points for her. Not just the point total, but how big is it for what this team can do offensively when she's a threat like that? How does that impact other spots on the floor?
Yeah, well, it just makes Talia's life easier. It makes Jana. There's certainly, Jana wants to set other people up. You look at the last time we played TCU and they built a wall around Talia, and really did a good job of congesting the nail with their posts against our posts, but also congesting with Bella's defender. So, her ability to make shots and stretch the D makes it, us more effective on offense, but it's going to give everybody else more space to drive and attack.
Rematch today against TCU. Always feels like something big's on the line between these two teams, and for the Bears, an opportunity. I don't know if revenge is the right word, but an opportunity to kind of avenge the loss in Waco. Obviously, what stood out in that game were the performances of Olivia Miles and Marta Suarez. They combined for 67. So going against them today in the rematch, what do you want to do to slow them down? What changes today?
Well, I think we're going to pick them up earlier, at least with Miles, and hopefully make her work to get the ball down the floor and then work to get catches. And then she gives it up, which she doesn't a lot, but when she gives it up, make it hard for her to get it back. But we'll mix coverages on her and just be more aggressive. I think we're going to show some single coverage, some double coverage against Suarez, but we'll see how it plays out depending on who they have on the floor.
They do have good scorers all over the floor. How much of that is a balance between, obviously, we know what Miles and Suarez can do, but they have other spots on the floor that are dangerous.
Well, there's a difference between making someone a scorer and making their life easy, and I think we have to do a better job of making Olivia Miles think. And she's got a high basketball IQ, but if you give her a heavy dose of the same thing all the time, she's going to figure it out. And so, we have to roll the dice at times and bring help and hope that some of their, corner shooters miss some shots, which they do. But we also can't let them get in a rhythm of driving, helping, over-helping, and seeing the threes fly. Cincinnati's a perfect example. They just played a game they're 2 for like 15 in the first half, and then they go crazy from 3 in the second half, and it goes from a Cincinnati lead to Cincinnati down double figures very, very quickly. And it wasn't about Olivia Miles scoring; it was about her getting it to everybody else. So there's got to be a balance. They're a top 12 team for a reason, and it should be a great afternoon here in Fort Worth.
Baylor and TCU today, top 20 matchup, a share of the Big 12 title on the line as we visit with head coach Nikki Collin. You know, at the top of this conversation, we talked about Belafont, Leroy, 2 good defensive teams here today in Baylor and TCU. As you attack their defense, where are some other areas you see an opportunity to try to get at them?
Yeah, I think we got to attack a little differently than we did last time. I think we have to play with pace. We got some really good shots in transition against them, some easy shots, some early shots. But we have to balance that with understanding what a good shot is for us, and we can't lose the possession battle consistently. They're a team that shoots the ball so well as a team that you don't want to create a ton of possessions for them and have us take shots that really aren't efficient and effective shots. And so, you know, if we don't have something early, we got to pull it out. We got to run some clock. We got to really make them work side to side. Because they break down, you know, as all defenses do. But I thought if there was something we did poorly in the last game was really get baited into early perimeter shots, long twos, you know, and we've got to get players to their kill spots and do a better job of, you know, getting Bugs to a stampede downhill instead of settling for an 18-footer. You know, getting Kayla to post up, getting Kyla to finish around the rim. Like, we have to do a better job of not just using our 5s to take perimeter shots, but to get on the glass, create extra possessions, and score around the rim.
Yeah, and finally, Coach Nikki, you've got an opportunity today to achieve something that is one of the team's stated goals at the beginning of the year, to get a Big 12 title with a win today. This team's been through a lot of battles, some pressure situations, and for the veterans, a lot of them over 4 years. But even just in these past few months, what are you excited to see them take away from that? What have you seen from him and their ability to take away from some of those tough challenges they faced this year and channel into the next 40 minutes?
Yeah, I think this is a game that's just going to say a lot about where we're at. I mean, I certainly think the moment is big. College game day, a conference title on the road, 41 straight wins for TCU here. The odds are stacked against us, and so it's really about our group believing. You know, it starts with a belief that you can come in here and win, and then it's about executing the game plan better than we did last time. And so, you know, if our shots don't fall, if you know, things don't go our way, how do we respond? Can we lock in and defend and keep the game low scoring? Can we make shots and get the ball to the right person? It's all those little things. And certainly, like, I think this team is capable of winning up here, but it's going to start with us believing that we can get it done.
All right, go get them. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bears head coach Nikki Collin with the pregame comments. It is Baylor and TCU coming up straight ahead from Fort Worth on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
This is Baylor women's basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Brooks wants to drive in on Abraham, who blocked her shot.
Way to go, Abraham. She held her ground.
Top of the key and traffic out to Fauntleroy. Here's a three from the left side, and it's good.
Today's game is brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Baylor Scott and White Health, the official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. TFNB, your bank for life. The official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, back to the voice of Baylor women's basketball, Derek Smith.
Well, it was 2 days shy of 4 months ago that the Baylor Bears began the 2025-26 season in Paris, France. And although their focus was on the then number 7 ranked Duke Blue Devils, their goals were something they can attain right here today in Fort Worth. When they began fall practice, when they met in the summer, when you meet with players who might someday put on the green and gold, one of those goals you set is a Big 12 title. Today the Bears have the opportunity to get there. They can do so with a win over TCU in this top 20 matchup this afternoon. Pleased to have you with us alongside Lori Fogelman. I am Derek Smith. This long-awaited game is here. It's one of those that you see on the schedule at the beginning of the year, and you know it's likely going to be big, and it is. Starting lineups are being introduced here. Let's give them to you now. When it comes to sports medicine and orthopedics, Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics bring the home team advantage to Central Texans. First for Baylor's opponent, the 11th-ranked Horned Frogs of TCU. 26-4 overall, 14-3 in Big 12 play. They've won a share of the Big 12 title already. Baylor is trying to get their share today. The lineup looks like this. The forwards are Marta Suarez and Clara Silva. Suarez, their second leading scorer on the year at 17 points. A 6'3 forward, a transfer from Cal. Silva, a 6'7 sophomore from Portugal, 9 points. A team high 7 rebounds per game for the sophomore. And then the guards, Taylor Bigby, Donovan Hunter, and Olivia Miles, all of them redshirt seniors. Taylor Bigby, 7 points, 2 rebounds a game. Donovan Hunter, 12 points, 3 rebounds per game for the 6-foot junior. And then Olivia Miles, the Notre Dame transfer, a 3-time All-American. She torched the Bears for 40 points in Waco. She's averaging 27-7 on the year. For the Bears, number 18 in the nation, 24-6, 13-4 in Big 12 play. The starting lineup, a familiar one. 3 seniors in the front court. Kirsten Johnson, Dariana Little-Page Buggs, and Bella Fauntleroy. Bella Fauntleroy, the 6-foot senior from Springfield, Missouri. Her final regular season game in a Baylor uniform. The same thing you can say for Buggs, KJ, and Jenna Van Geitenbeek. Fauntleroy coming off a 16-point outing against Kansas State in the win on Monday. She's joined by Dariana Little-Page Buggs. Buggs is the only player in the Big 12 averaging a double-double, the 6'1 senior from Oklahoma City. And then KJ, the block shot leader on the team and the number 2 shot blocker in the Big 12. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 block shots per game. The guards are Jenna Van Geitenbeek and Talia Scott. Jenna Van Geitenbeek is top 25 in the nation in assist to turnover ratio, and she's number 10 in the nation with 6.4 assists per game. And then there's Talia Scott, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists per game for the redshirt sophomore from the Jacksonville area. Talia Scott is second in the nation in free throws. She is tops in the nation in in the Big 12 in free throw percentage, and she is second in the Big 12 in scoring, number 16 in the nation at 20.3 points per game. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Baylor, Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. From injury prevention to enhanced recovery, team up with us to get back in the game. So for the Horned Frogs in white uniforms with purple letters and numerals, black trim, they again have Miles, Bigby, Hunter, Silva, and Suarez. For the Bears, green uniforms, gold letters and numerals, gold trim. It is Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Fauntleroy, Bugs, and KJ. Lori, this game we knew all year was coming. It's a big one just like we anticipated. The Bears are ready. You know TCU's ready. Let's see the Bears get it done on the road today. They've done so well here on the road this year.
Yeah, we were talking about Bella earlier and going back to Bryce Petty in 2014 when he said, I'm just ready for OU. And Bella just ready for TCU. But you know what? Let's go back to what Coach Nicky was saying about you got to believe. So let's go to 1974 with Coach Grant Taft, the great Coach Grant Taft, and you just say, I believe. So let's get this one underway.
Great crowd on hand here at Schollmeyer Arena. The Bears believe they can win on the road because they have. TCU wins the tip, and we are underway. The Horned Frogs will begin on offense. Miles bounces perimeter left to Hunter. Now to Suarez around the horn on the perimeter. Back to Miles. Bugs out there on her. Miles works around to Suarez screen. Cuts in front of the bounce. Pass and steals it. A turnover on the first offensive possession for TCU. Bugs into the front court. Waits for numbers. Feeds up perimeter right to Van Geitenbeek. Jana to the middle of the floor, slows it down, surveys the scene and angles left, hands it off to Talia Scott. 15 seconds to shoot for the Bears on their first offensive possession. Here's a kick out to Fauntleroy. Good look at a three, and it's a bit too strong. Bugs tries to chase down the rebound. It's loose on the floor. Fight for it, and we've got a jump ball possession arrow favoring Baylor. Good hustle there by the Bears.
Boy, Bugs not giving up on the ball at all, and that offensive possession all started with her getting a steal and then making sure that she just got her hands on that ball, and that Hunter looked like she had pulled in.
Baylor
Gives
inbounds
Baylor
to
the
Van
possession.
Geitenbeek. Van Geitenbeek, middle of the floor, angling right, directing traffic, calls for KJ to come and get on the left edge, and she does. Shot clock at single digits. Talia has the basketball, angles to the free throw line, tries to feed it down low to KJ. Back out to Talia, 2 seconds to shoot. Does she realize it? She has to unload a three, and it's short off the front rim, but she is fouled. 3 free throws are coming for Talia Scott, second in the nation in free throws, third and second in made free throws and free throw attempts, and she leads the Big 12 in free throw shooting at nearly 91% from the line. She has 3 free throws coming.
Well, you know, you had Bigby just stepped into her. I mean, that one truly was.
A rare miss for Talia Scott, as the first is too strong. She's got 2 more coming, pardon. Second free throw is up, and that is more like it for her. Again, 90.6% on the season for Talia Scott. Her free throw shooting has been such a weapon for this team all year long, and she calmly drains the third. So 2 of 3 for Talia Scott. The Bears have an early 2-0 lead. Here's Suarez bringing it up herself and handing it off to Bigby, the USC transfer. This has really become Transfer Portal U, almost TPU here in Fort Worth. Bigby knifes inside, has her shot blocked by KJ, and Talia Scott comes away with it. Talia Scott rejects Bigby's layup attempt. The Bears are running in transition, and Bella Fauntleroy has the ball poked away from behind, somehow chases it back down in a crowd. The Bears still have 20 seconds to clear a shot, up 2-0. Then Geitenbeek, left edge, angles inside. She dribbles into trouble into a crowd. Suarez takes it away from her. That's a turnover. That's the first of the game for the Bears. 2-0 Baylor lead, 1:45 into this one. Here is Miles popping a mid-range jumper, no good. Weak side rebound to Dariana Littlepage. Bugs and the Bears are back the other way. If you remember in Waco, TCU got off to a 10-3 lead early. Baylor will try to get off to a better start here in Fort Worth. 2 minutes gone in this one. Jana Van Geitenbeek to the left edge, finds KJ, hands it off to Talia Scott, pops a free throw line jumper. It's too strong. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and it's last touched by the Bears.
Bugs had been able to get underneath to get in position to pull down that offensive rebound. She just could not hang on to it. But, so far it's just a 2-0 lead for Baylor as they've made it a little bit difficult on TCU and making them take quick shots or making them flow inside where Baylor's rim protectors stand there ready.
Suarez with it for the Horned Frogs on the left wing. Finds Donovan Hunter. Angles to the middle of the floor. Tries to slip inside on Jana. Bounces a pass in the post. Baylor knocks it away, but a foul is called. Maybe a hand slap there by Jana Van Geitenbeek trying to knock that pass away, and that's the first foul on either team. TCU will play it in from the baseline. 2-0 Baylor lead, 7:29 to play first quarter. The Frogs play it into Silva, who feeds it to the right elbow to Hunter. Top of the key, up top to Miles. Miles, a couple of dribbles to her left. Jana works around a screen to stay with her defensively. 9 seconds to shoot. Hunter has it. Back to Miles. Dariana Littlepage-Buggs with a hand in her face with 5. With 4, she tries a step back 3 and knocks it down. Tough shot there. Olivia Miles was able to hit it. Buggs was out on her. Of course, you don't need to be reminded that she hit 10 threes against the Bears in Waco, and she hits her first there to give TCU a 3-2 lead. Still good defense there by the Bears. That was a good player making a good play. Here is Buggs, knifing to the left elbow. Now moving back into the right on Suarez, getting inside. Tough shot, though, and she couldn't hit. Missed it badly, and the rebound is Silva. Here comes Suarez into the front court. The Bears have gone 2 minutes and 13 seconds without a field goal after holding TCU without a bucket for nearly 3 minutes into this one. Suarez cuts inside, angles in close to the bucket, and she is fouled. Free throws will be forthcoming as she is blocked by Kirsten Johnson. That's KJ's first foul and the team's second, and it'll send Suarez, an excellent free throw shooter at 88%, to the line. Clara Silva exits. Kennedy Basham is in. They just trade out one 6'7" player for another. Kennedy Basham, who played for Arizona State against the Bears last year before transferring to TCU. First shot by Suarez is in. She was honored on the court before the game with her fellow seniors, both players, managers, and grad assistants. She got the bounce on the second, and TCU has an early 5-2 lead. 3.5 minutes gone in this one. Baylor is 0 of 3 from the floor. TCU 1 of 3. It's been a defensive struggle so far. Back the other way on offense now. Here's Jana Van Geitenbeek. Left edge with the dribble with the left hand. KJ out to set a screen. Jana gets downhill, bounces to a cutting KJ, but she loses the ball on the way up. Luckily for the Bears. Oh, actually it was touched just after it went out of bounds by Miles. It was touched by KJ last on the floor, so that will be TCU basketball. She was stripped on her way to the hoop. Unfortunately, Baylor gets a good move to the bucket, but often ends up fumbling the ball away on those plays to the fives, to the post players down low.
Well, you're going to see a lot of TCU players just really clogging up the line and making that difficult for Baylor.
Olivia Miles tries a 3 and airballs it. Hunter tries to save the rebound inbounds, but throws it to the Bears.
We'll take an air ball, especially when you pull down that rebound.
Talia Scott bounces a pass nicely to a cutting KJ, who floats it off the back rim and in.
Boy,
nice collaboration.
That was a hard finish. That's very different, coming straight in at the bucket. And KJ just teardropped that one in.
Bears down by 1. TCU with the basketball. 5:30 to play first quarter. Suarez has the ball on the left wing. Wants to bang inside. She's got a size advantage on Bella, who stays with her defensively. And she forces Suarez to hook in a tough shot, which she hits. Suarez with 4 points early. TCU is up 7-4. Pass to Buggs. Knifes inside. Has the ball knocked away by Suarez. Talia Scott comes to save it and is undercut by Suarez. That's a foul on the big forward for TCU.
Anytime you can force fouls, too, and get TCU in foul trouble rather than Baylor, you'll take that, absolutely.
That foul on Suarez is the first on TCU. It's on the floor. So with 5:08 to play in the first quarter, down 7-4, Baylor will play it in from the left side. Jana to trigger. She floats it to KJ. KJ back to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Stalks to the right edge. Finds a cutting Talia Scott. Did she walk with it? Yes, she did.
Well, last time she got the ball right there at the free throw line of TCU, she turned around and she's so good at those pull-up jumpers. That time I think she kind of let that slip into her head. I missed the last one. Let's see if they come out on me. Took an extra step towards the basket.
Here is Suarez with it left side, knifing inside, kicking it out to Hunter. Wide open three from the right side, no good. And the weak side board is claimed by Talia Scott.
That's who you have to have miss is Hunter. She's really the wild card for TCU.
Talia in transition misses a three, tries to chase down her own rebound. The loose ball is spiked by Hunter and saved by Miles. Miles knifes into the front court, gets right to the basket and finger rolls it in.
Boy, that is just where you have Basham just set a screen and just let that lane go wide open to Miles.
9-4 TCU lead. Baylor with the basketball. 4:14 to play first quarter, and we've got a whistle and a foul on the floor on Olivia Miles as Bella Fauntleroy was trying to knife inside, getting position. That's the first on Miles, the second on TCU, and it brings us to our first quarter media timeout. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. 9-4, TCU leads in a defensive struggle here with 4:12 to play in the first quarter on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you get a call saying they're going to lock you in jail for missing jury duty unless you pay a fine, that's fake. Scammers use scare tactics to force you to act without thinking. Just hang up the phone.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
9-4, TCU leads the Bears early. 4:12 to play in quarter number one in this regular season finale. It's been hard for both teams to get something going offensively, but so far TCU stars Olivia Miles with 5 and Marta Suarez with 4 have combined for all 9 of their points. Baylor, meanwhile, 2 points apiece from Talia Scott and Kirsten Johnson. Baylor 1 of 5 from the field. TCU is 3 of 7 from the floor so far. And Laura, you said as we ran into break, Baylor needs to protect the basketball a little better. They forced They forced a pair of TCU turnovers, but turned it over 3 times against the Horned Frogs. And right now, you don't want to fuel their offense that way. That has led to that hasn't led to any TCU points, but it's thwarting your own opportunities.
Yeah, it's just it is Baylor with only 5 shots in this game, and that's just taking away opportunities for you to be able to score. Now Baylor's trying to see what it can do about getting inside, but sometimes those turnovers that just kill you, just the where you're just you second guess yourself and you quickly take an extra step and turn the basketball over, or you try to force something inside, or you're going inside where TCU is just really right now, because Baylor's not been able to score, they're just really packing in the paint, and there's a lot of hands going there about to knock the basketball away. So if Baylor can finally get one of those shots to go from outside, that can really stretch a defense.
We're at Schollmeyer Arena, which seats about 6,800. And Lori, if this seats 6,800, I bet there's over 5,000 people here in the building, and a decent green and gold contingent behind the Baylor bench, scattered throughout all the purple. That is nice to see Baylor fans here in DFW or from Waco or wherever making the trip here to support the Bears in enemy territory. Back to action here as Jana flings it into Bella Fauntleroy. Bears trying to get a good look at the bucket here as Talia Scott kicks it out to Bella. She unloads a three from the left side and knocks it down.
That's what you needed, Bella Fauntleroy, to continue that torrid pace that she set in the last game where she was 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. Welcome back to Bella Fauntleroy. That's all we can say.
She's now 5 of her last 9 from downtown. Suarez has her shot adjusted by Kyla Abraham, who just checked in. She left the layup attempt short, and now the Bears have a chance to tie or reclaim the lead with 3.5 minutes to go first quarter. Talia unloads a three, no good. Offensive rebound was momentarily in the hands of Kyla Abraham, but she could not hold on to it. TCU back the other way. Suarez has Bella Fauntleroy on her defensively. Angles to the left. Now picked up by Kyla Abraham. Gets a hand in her face. Needs a teammate to come and get, and Miles does. TCU with the ball and a 2-point lead. 10 seconds to shoot. Miles wants to drive on Abraham. Tries a step back three. Airballs it out of bounds to the Bears.
Well, that time you had number 12, Kyla Abraham, who came out, stayed out, made Miles take a shot on a step back, and the second that she had left her hand, you could tell it was not even going to draw iron. Good job by Kyla Abraham.
Under 3 minutes to play first quarter. Baylor with the ball down 9-7. TCU spikes the ball away, and Hunter steals the pass. That's a 4th turnover by the Bears. TCU tries to turn it into points. Hunter with a kick out to Miles. Open momentarily, but forgoes the three. Talia Scott on her. Miles pushes it right side. Here's a drive and a strip. Sheffy stripped to the basketball. It's loose on the floor, and a jump ball is called. It'll stay with TCU with 12 seconds to shoot. Veronica Sheffy, who didn't play until late in the game in Waco, is in. She averages 4 points and a rebound off the bench for the Horned Frogs. Kennedy Basham is in as well. Miles will get a breather as Taylor Bigby checks back in. So it's Hunter, Suarez, Bigby, Basham, and Sheffy on the floor for TCU. They play it into Suarez. Suarez tries to kick it in the corner to Hunter. She has a good look at a three and knocks it down.
I got Hunter to miss just a little while ago, and that time Hunter could be deadly if you give her enough time. And Baylor again takes that step before the ball hits the floor, and another quick turnover right after TCU scored on a 3-ball.
12-7 TCU with the ball and the lead. 2:15 to play first quarter and counting. Suarez takes the floating pass on the left side of the floor. Around a screen from Sheffy to the left corner. Now mid-post left side. Pushes it outside again. Here's another three by TCU. That is left short, and it's going to bounce out of bounds to the Bears. Bigby missing there for the Frogs.
That was a big miss, and good pursuit of the basketball for that defensive rebound from Dariana Little-Page Buggs, just to make sure it went out of bounds and nobody else could get to it.
Minute 50 to play first quarter. Baylor with the ball down 12-7. Jana Van Geitenbeek directs traffic around an Abraham screen. Abraham hands it off to Talia Scott in a crowd, and she traveled with it.
Well, again,
that's the third travel here in the first quarter.
Where Baylor is just getting a little bit too fast when they get the ball in their hands, and just taking that little bit of a hesitation, and they end up taking that step. And that's 3 turnovers, and Baylor not even getting close to getting a shot.
Horned Frogs back the other way. It is Bigby floating it to Basham, top of the key. She turns and faces the basket, pushes it down low to Suarez, bangs inside, has her shot blocked out of bounds. Good job there. Abraham stayed with her. Suarez, who kind of a load down there in the post, was trying to bully her way to the basket, and Abraham just stalked behind her and swatted it out of bounds.
Yeah, actually, Suarez was really battling with Dariana Little-Page Buggs, but again, behind her, but Kyla just making sure she got her hands on the basketball.
Miles stay on the bench is brief. She's back in there. 5 seconds to shoot for TCU. Bigby picks up the dribble, feeds it outside to Suarez. She fumbles it. She's going to put up a tough running shot and airballs it.
There you go, Baylor. Just making sure that they created havoc defensively, especially with the shot clock winding down. That was not the kind of shot that Suarez wanted. Off balance, and Baylor forces a turnover. Now let's see if they can get a shot off here and not turn the basketball over themselves.
4 of Baylor's 7 points have come off of TCU turnovers. Under a minute to play first quarter. Baylor with the ball down 12-7. Van Geitenbeek with 10 seconds to shoot. Finds a cutting Talia Scott. She unloads a jumper. Misses badly from the left elbow. And the Horned Frogs rebound. Outlet pass ahead to Bigby on the right wing. 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Miles, middle of the floor, well beyond the arc. Bugs on her, picks up the dribble, bounces to Suarez. Suarez wants to drive inside on Bella Fauntleroy, kicks it outside again. Bigby fakes a three, cuts inside, floats it up top, fight for the pass. Suarez lets a three go and hits it.
Boy, you just cannot give her that much space. I don't care how far behind the line is. The shot clock's winding down, and she was just straight on to be able to get that turnover.
Now the Bears turn it over. They find Sheffy ahead, who misses the layup. Now Baylor can play for the last shot again with 5, with 4. Van Geitenbeek into the front court, to the right wing, loses the ball, gets it back, has to throw up a desperation shot, and that's the way the first quarter comes to an end. Neither team probably feels great about that final 45 seconds, but it is TCU with a 15-7 lead at the end of the first quarter. Baylor needs to cut down on turnovers. They have as many turnovers as points here through 10 minutes. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. At the end of one, TCU leads by 8, 15-7 here in Fort Worth on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Let's go, Central Texas. President's Day sales event means big savings on brand new vehicles at Allen Samuels in Waco. Check out the all-new, completely redesigned 2026 Jeep Cherokee, and don't miss the all-new Dodge Charger 6-pack, because that 6-pack is built to run fast and hard. From everyday capability to pure performance, now is the time to buy and save big at Allen Samuels, your friend in the car business. Come by, let's be friends.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Tough start for the Bears after one. It is 15-7 as we head into the second quarter in favor of the TCU Horned Frogs. Baylor turned the ball over 7 times in the first quarter, and TCU forced a couple of those, but a lot of those were really unforced errors on the Bears. We saw 4 travels in the first quarter, which is very unlike the Bears. 4 Baylor's 7 turnovers have come via the WAD, and so for the Bears, you want to quell that. And Lori, it's a good thing, honestly. It could be worse. Baylor has actually outscored TCU 4-0 off of turnovers. TCU has turned over 3 times, Baylor 7. Thankfully, TCU hasn't turned those into points, but they kept Baylor from getting points.
Well, when you turn the basketball over 7 times, that means 7 more possessions, and that's exactly the way that it played out for TCU. And isn't that just a really odd stat, though, is that you turn the ball over 7 times, but that hasn't led to points off of turnovers for the Frogs, but it has led to additional possessions. And if you take away those, the 7, then they are 5 of 11, so just a little bit under 50% from the floor. So they're being good on the other possessions that they have. And I was disappointed with that last one on that Suarez 3. That Baylor just did not get out on her. I think they were afraid of her putting the ball on the floor, maybe, but the shot clock is winding down. But Suarez was so square to be able to get that 3 ball off, it's just the first quarter. You've got 30 more minutes to play, and here's to a better second quarter for the Bears.
Baylor with a 9-8 edge on the boards. I'd say Baylor has hustled really well. They got after some loose balls, just need to do a better job protecting the basketball. Down 15-7 as Baylor has possession to start the second quarter. Bugs has it left edge for the Bears, feeds it on the wing to Jana. Back to Bugs, top of the key, further outside to Markayla Johnson in for the first time. Unloads it outside to Bugs. She lets a 3 fly, no. KJ had a hand on the rebound, but Miles saves it along the baseline. Now Hunter with it into the front court. The Bears are down 15-7 early. A bucket here would give TCU a double-digit lead 30 seconds into the second quarter. It is Suarez at the top of the key, retreating, now driving, gets inside, has her shot blocked, but a foul is called on Bella Fauntleroy. That's Bella's first and the team's first in the second quarter. Suarez gets some momentum going downhill. A little bit of that kind of linebacker, maybe even a tight end kind of, frame there, tall and takes up size. And when she gets moving downhill, she's hard to stop. She hits the first free throw. Suarez is 3 of 3 from the line early, an excellent free throw shooter, and she hits them both. TCU is up by 10, 17-7. Baylor just 2 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 6 beyond the arc. Buggs feeds it to Bella Fauntleroy left side, finds Jana, hand in her face, but she lets the three fly, no good. Rebound batted around, grabbed by Suarez. Baylor just 1 of 7 from downtown here early. Miles to the left wing, TCU with it up 17-7 on the Bears. Throws a pass into the third row of seats. That's over near President Livingstone, the Coronas, and Doug McNamee. That call got there in a hurry. She likes to throw that almost like Dan Quisenberry submarine-style pass sometimes, but that one got away from her.
All right, Baylor forces a turnover. And see if we can just get a really good look at a bucket. Let's finish, Bears.
Markayla Johnson with it on the left wing, guarded by Miles, moves to the free throw line, tries to send it out to Buggs, has it tipped away, stolen, another turnover by TCU. Miles in front of the crowd lays it in. 19-7 TCU. A rough start for the Bears here, and not just a start right now, we're 11.5 into the game. Kyla Abraham has the ball, hot top of the arc, gives it off to Van Geitenbeek. Jana out to Buggs, further out left side to Bella Fauntleroy. Dribbles into a mid-range jumper and knocks it down from the left baseline.
Boy, that is finally Baylor being able to score. The last time that Baylor scored, it was Bella on a 3 ball, and that was 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. So Bella finally getting one to go, and the Bears getting one to go, down by 10.
19-9 the score. 2 minutes in almost into the second quarter. Suarez to the left wing. Bangs inside, floats it down low, looking for Silva, and throws it too tall for Silva, which is hard to do since she's 6'7".
Well, Kyla was in there and just stayed big. Stayed with her hands up, and I think forced Suarez to go a lot higher than even the 6'7" Silva is. So that's an unforced error, and Baylor scored the last time down on the turnover by TCU. See if they can get a couple in a row.
Down by 10, 19-9 the score. Baylor with the basketball. Talia Scott angling inside, sends it out to Buggs. Now further to Markayla Johnson. 10 to shoot. Markayla finds Buggs open on the baseline mid-range jumper. Perfect.
All right, that's a couple of mid-range jumpers in a row, and both scored off of TCU turnovers. See if they can get another stop here.
Miles, Suarez, Sheffy, Silva, and Bigby on the floor for TCU. Actually, that's Hunter, not Sheffy. I beg your pardon. Hunter harassed by freshman Markayla Johnson at the top of the arc. Sends it outside to Bigby. Bella goes flying by her. 9 seconds to shoot, and Bigby got going too quickly, traveled inside.
Yeah, she did that hesitation step, and it actually took the referees just a minute to be able to call that. But that's 3 turnovers in a row by TCU.
Here come the Bears, down by a score of 19-11. They've scored 4 straight points. Here's Talia Scott trying to make it 6 in a row, but she's too strong on the follow-away. Off to a tough start, Talia Scott, 0 for 5 from the field.
And that's tough because you have nobody there.
Up here's Miles for 3, no good. Offensive board, though, grabbed by Silva. She floats it up top to Suarez. Suarez, top of the arc.
Back on you. There you go.
Gives it out to Bigby. Bigby around the perimeter, thinks she sees a lane to the basket, gets inside, met there by the Bears, and a foul is called. Talia Scott called for the body, because I was going to say Abraham blocked the shot cleanly,
I thought so too, and they actually called a hack, so they do call that on Talia Scott.
That's Talia Scott's first and the team's second, and it sends Bigby to the line. 69% from the stripe on the season. Free throw is good. TCU 5 for 5 now from the line. Baylor 2 of 3. Stops a string of 4 straight scored by the Bears. So far, a rough start for Talia Scott, as we said, 2 points, but 0 of 5 from the field. Both free throws perfect by Bigby. KJ will return and spell Kyla Abraham.
KJ has one of Baylor's 4 made baskets in this game, and it was a really nice play from Talia Scott to Kirsten, who finished at the rim, and the ball hit the back of the iron and fell through. Baylor needed that one in the worst way, and hopefully they can get another big bucket here.
6:20 to play, second quarter. Baylor down 21-11. Buggs feeds Bella. Bella, beeline to the basket, sends it in the corner, trying to find Talia Scott, who manages to save the pass. Hunter had a hand on it.
I don't know how she did, because Hunter had her back to that ball.
Ball poked away. Talia's going to have to unload it from near midcourt, and she airballs it with the shot clock hitting 0. Well, honestly, Lori, a lot of these possessions, Baylor's not getting good looks due to turnover or the defense of TCU. TCU does hold teams to the lowest field goal percentage of any Big 12 team. Baylor is second behind them, and the game is so far playing that out.
They just got to keep it manageable right now.
Miles hits a fall away and then fakes a flop there, falling backwards. Gets back up, and then Baylor throws it away, trying to hit a rim-running KJ, gives it right back to TCU.
But those were big opportunities that Baylor had in the last game, being able to get its posts out quickly in transition, but that one was just a little bit too far out for KJ, and it's another turnover for Baylor. It's 10.
5.5 to play in the opening half of basketball. TCU with it up 23-11. Suarez to the right post, bounces outside to Hunter. Markayla Johnson harassing her. They feed it back to Suarez. She walked with it. No whistle. Now drives inside, tries a tough fall away, no good. Gets her own rebound, misses the putback. It's knocked out of bounds, and it will be Baylor basketball.
Boy, did Baylor just get a break. And TCU got the break first, so they missed a couple right there at the rim, including an offensive rebound and putback. So Baylor with the basketball, 5:11 left to play, and the Bears are down by 12, 23-11.
Got to get something going offensively here. Baylor is not doing a bad job at all defensively on TCU, holding them to 7 of 21 shooting, but Baylor is obviously not scoring. Halfway through the second quarter, it's Buggs with it, left edge. Bielefeld in her. She tries to follow away mid-range and rattles it home from about 15 feet away left of the lane.
That's a couple of finishes by Buggs. Just that step-back pull-up jumper from about 15.
Clara Bielefeld, the German transfer, is out there for TCU right now. She played a few minutes in Waco back about 2.5 weeks ago. Here is Miles with it. Backdoor cut. Leaves it for Bielefeld, who misses the layup. Buggs grabs the rebound, and she is fouled as she does so. Well, she missed the layup and then fouled Buggs on the rebound to boot.
Well, sometimes fancy passes don't actually lead to a bucket. I don't know how Miles could see what she does. As Coach Nikki says, she's an elite passer, but no. But Baylor was big at the rim. I mean, KJ is doing what she's supposed to do. She and Kyla both getting their hands on the basketballs inside. KJ with a big block of Bielefeld, and Baylor will have the basketball coming back.
Courtside can. Appreciate everyone watching there today. Brought to you by NextLink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. 4:24 to play first half. Baylor down 23-13 to TCU here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Slam that cash with First Central Credit Union. Create a full court press with First Central's free checking that pays you cash back and refunds fees from other banks' ATMs. Enjoy free reward checking and be the MVP of a new cashback season. It's an easy bank shot. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Everything we do, it's true. Eligibility and qualifications apply. Member NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, through 15 and a half minutes of play, Baylor's defense has been excellent, more than good enough to get this job done today so far. Of course, there's still 25 minutes to go. Nonetheless, Baylor is holding TCU to 23 points on 7 of 22 shooting. They forced 6 turnovers and actually outscored TCU off of turnovers 10-4. The problem has been Baylor's offense. Baylor is just 5 of 16 from the field and has turned it over 10 times. Thankfully, TCU has not been able to really take advantage of those 10 turnovers on the offensive end. They've turned them into just 4 points, but you're snuffing out opportunities to score, and that's why the Bears are down 10 right now at 23-13.
Yeah, you really do have to get Talia Scott going, but she has to get going in the flow of the offense. Because when she shoots where her team is in a position to even try to pull down an offensive rebound, that just hurts the Bears right now. But what Baylor's really doing well on defense is one thing that they wanted to force TCU is to all those middle ball screen actions. You really wanted to force them into KJ and Kyla because Baylor leads in blocks, so why don't you want to do that? And so you've seen the way that Baylor's been able to get their hands on the basketball. Right now they only have credited KJ with 1 block in this game, but Baylor has been a rim protector.
Yeah, and I've got her with 2 now on mine, Laura. I've got her and Abraham each with 2. And Jana Van Geitenbeek with 1.
Yeah, well, officially, I only have 1.
Okay.
But, I mean, and I'm saying that, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I mean, for whatever reason on mine might be different than yours.
Well,
I've got a second on yours. We'll see. As the Bears are back on offense, Talia Scott takes the handoff. She lets a 3 fly, and that's way off the mark. That one barely drew iron. If it did, it's out of bounds to TCU.
Yeah, I do take that back now because there are 5 blocks in this game. That was really surprising. That's because I was in a quarter box.
Oh, there
I was
you
only
go.
looking
there
at the second quarter because I was going, how did that happen? But you're right.
Might they try the shorter one? I don't know. I'm just kidding.
But Baylor misses on this shot, so they've got to make it up again on the defensive end.
TCU with the basketball. 4 minutes to play opening half, up 23-13. Hunter angles down the left side of the lane, feeds it out to Suarez. Catch and shoot 3, splashes it in. Marta Suarez, who torched the Bears for 27 points in Waco, has 12 here in Fort Worth, and they're doubling up the Bears 26-13. Suarez has really been hard for Baylor to stop this season. Here's a pass down low to Abraham. She spins inside on Basham. Had her shot blocked, maybe trying to do too much there. TCU off and running into the front court. It is Bielefeld handing it off to Miles on the left side. Scott on her defensively. 3:20 and counting to play opening half. Miles inside, got a little fancy and left the layup short. Bodies hit the deck, both Scott and Bielefeld. Here's Van Geitenbeek finding an open Bugs. Catch and shoot 3, no. Offensive rebound though by Abraham, and the putback is good. Nice athletic play there by Abraham for the rebound and the finish. 3 minutes to play, under 3 minutes to play first half, 26-15. Let's just see if Baylor can get this to under single digits, maybe even 8 or 7 here before heading into the locker room. Miles finds Bielefeld left wing, gives it back to Miles, nearly loses it. Who touched it last? They say KJ did, so it'll stay with the Frogs with 11 seconds to shoot. Bielefeld exits. Bigby returns for TCU. They've got Bigby, Miles, Basham, Suarez, and Hunter on the floor. Single digits on the shot clock. Ball in the hands of Miles with 5, with 4. Races to the basket, misses everything. And on the rebound, TCU called for a loose ball foul. Basham, they gone over the back there, but she's hit with the foul. That's her first and the second on TCU.
Well, it's an opportunity for Baylor again to be able to get a couple of baskets in a row and get this score into single digits. You've got 2.5 minutes left to see what you can do the rest of the way.
KJ in for Abraham. Here is Fauntleroy handing it off middle of the floor. And a moving screen is called on the Bears on KJ.
You know, we haven't had one of those in a couple of games.
Kind of reared its ugly head again.
It did. You know, and especially with Baylor running that motion offense, you have got to stay set. And
there is Suarez back the other way, 2:15 and counting to play first half. Oh, Hunter all alone. Her three was in and it spun out. Sick 'em Bears. That ball, how it did not stay down, I have no idea. Let's see if the Bears can take advantage. Talia Scott tries a reverse layup and misses everything driving inside. Not her first half at all so far. Hunter with the rebound. Under 2 minutes to play first half. TCU with the ball up 26-15. Baylor has held TCU to just one of their last 7 shots, but are unable to get closer because they can't score. Here's Miles taking it to the rim on KJ, and she misses the layup.
Missed shots, but KJ was right there with her and made her uncomfortable to miss.
Then Geitenbeek bounces to Buggs, fall away jumper too strong. Rebound high pointed in a crowd by Suarez. They're racing back the other way. Miles kicks it out to Bigby, catch and shoot 3, misses horribly. And the rebound is grabbed by Bella Fauntleroy. I don't even know how she missed that badly. It hit the side of the backboard from that corner. Now Talia Scott feeds Buggs, has the ball knocked away, finds Bella. She unloads a 3, no good. Suarez with the rebound. Baylor is just 1 of 11 from beyond the arc here in the first half, and TCU is up by 11 with exactly 1 minute to go. Miles slows it down, middle of the floor to the left wing. Edge of the arc, lobs it inside to Suarez. Bella between her and the bucket. KJ for a double team. That leaves Hunter open for 3. No good. Weak side rebound grabbed by Bella Fauntleroy. It remains a 26-15 lead for TCU. Baylor with the ball.
Great block out by Bella to make sure Suarez didn't get that offensive rebound.
KJ has it with 18 to shoot for the Bears. Now Bella right side, puts it on the floor. She's cut off, hooks it out to KJ. Good look at a 3 from up top, but it's too strong. And the rebound hits the floor, grabbed by Suarez. Baylor's getting good looks from 3, but not hitting them. Bigby tries to hit a 3, hers is no good. Rebound grabbed by Bella, and Suarez rode her out of bounds for the foul.
Like some good looks at threes for both teams, and neither team is able to knock them down right now. Baylor's in a scoring drought of nearly 3 minutes. TCU better than 3.5 minutes. Baylor is 1 of its last 8, but TCU is 1 of its last 11. So neither team able to either extend the lead or to cut into the lead right now. But Baylor has a chance after the Suarez foul. That's her second, I believe.
That is her second.
With 15.1 seconds left. Baylor with the final shot.
Yep, they can play for the first half's final shot, down 26-15. Van Geitenbeek with 9, middle of the floor with 7 to the left edge. Hunter on her, cuts inside with 5, with 4, gives it off to Talia, lets a 3 go on the move, and it's no good as the first half draws to a close. Well, Talia Scott just 2 points in the first half, 0 for 9 from the field. We've seen halves like this from her before, and they have usually preceded electric halves. Remember that in Ames? Remember that she had a good half in Stillwater? Hopefully that's the case today. But, Lori, whatever the case, Baylor's defense, excellent. Baylor's offense, not quite as ugly as this Schollmeyer Arena basketball floor, but it's flirting with it right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, if you were tell me that TCU for this first half would shoot 26.7%, I would think that is outstanding, and you would think it would be a much closer game, but Baylor down by 11 at the half because they've only been able to shoot 24%. And again, the looks have been really good. The opportunities have been there. They just have not been able to get them to go down. And what Baylor needs in the worst way is for Talia Scott to see one go in the basket. And then, you know, that's generally when she could just relax and start playing.
26-15 our score here at halftime. Baylor and TCU in Fort Worth. A TCU win would give them the Big 12 championship outright. A Baylor win would present the Big 12 with a 3-way tie for first between Baylor, West Virginia, and TCU. But for now, the Bears just have to get it done and need to get the offense going, down by 11 at halftime, 26-15. Our Nissan Halftime Report is coming up to you from Fort Worth. We'll have stats, other scores, and get you ready for the second half. That's all on the way from Schollmeyer Arena, where the Bears trail 26-15 at halftime here on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Baylor fans,
Ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new sports vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now, it's time for the Nissan Halftime Show, brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Check in on scores and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, through 20 minutes of play here in the regular season finale in Fort Worth, Baylor's defense has been Big 12 championship worthy. They've held TCU to 26 points on 8 of 30 shooting, 27% from the field. The defense has been outstanding. The offense, less so for the Bears, and that's where the Baylor will have to pick it up in the second half. It's a 26-15 TCU lead at halftime. The Horned Frogs have held the Bears to 24% shooting from the floor and just 1 of 13 from beyond the arc. Talia Scott held without a first-half field goal, and as such, it's an 11-point lead for the Horned Frogs here in this final game of the regular season before the Big 12 championships begin in Kansas City this week. Alongside Lori Fogelman, Derek Smith here with you at Schollmeyer Arena. And I mean, Lori, it's not always so simple, but for the Bears, it's simple. The defense really has been outstanding, but the offense has failed to build a rhythm, and some of that you credit TCU. Again, TCU holds opponents to 33% from the field. That's the best opposing field goal percentage in the Big 12 for a defensive unit, but some of it is Baylor just turning the ball over too many times, struggling to find a good shot, and occasionally rushing things when they do get opportunities.
Yeah, when you think about it, the first bucket they scored, the last bucket they scored, those were the only 2 paint buckets that Baylor had. And that was KJ scoring about halfway through the first quarter on that Talia Scott assist. KJ finished at the rim, which Baylor has to do. And then the other side of it, Kyla Abraham got the last bucket for both teams in the second quarter with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. So neither team very good down the stretch, but Kyla scored off of an offensive rebound. But that's it for Baylor in the paint. The rest of it has just been jump shots and some pull-up jumpers. Now, Bugs is great at that. You know, Bella's been able to knock down one, but boy, for Baylor, you certainly want to see them get a little bit better working from side to side and go from, an okay shot to a good shot to a great shot.
Some other numbers in this one in the first half. Baylor's turned it over 11 times, 4-6. Baylor has outscored TCU off of those turnovers, those 6-4. TCU with the slight edge on the glass, 22-19, putting 5-4 on second chance points. TCU thus far has 3 assists on 8 field goals. Baylor with 5 assists on 6. The Horned Frogs are led by Marta Suarez. She had 27 points in Waco. She has 12 first half points on 3 of 8 shooting to go along with 6 rebounds and 2 assists. Olivia Miles has 9 points. The rest of the team has combined for 5. For the Bears, Bella Fauntleroy leads the way with 5 points on 2 of 4 shooting. She's hit Baylor's only made 3-pointer. Darian Littlepage Buggs with 4 points apiece. Talia Scott, Kirsten Johnson, Kyla Abraham each with 2. Talia Scott wants to get going in the second half. She is 0 of 9 from the field and 0 of 5 from beyond the arc. She does have 3 of Baylor's 5 assists, though. It all adds up to a 26-15 lead here at intermission. This is the Nissan Halftime Report. Nissan, innovation that excites. We'll take a timeout, and when we return to Fort Worth, Lori will give us a look at other scores around the Big 12 today. On this final day of the regular season, the Bears have an 11-point deficit to do something about here in Fort Worth when they emerge from the locker room in just a moment here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer. Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at Schollmeyer Arena in Fort Worth, Baylor down by 11 to TCU at the half. It's the Frogs 26 and the Bears 15. We'll be back to get you started in just a moment for the second half. But first, let's take a look at scores around the Big 12 Conference. There's a full complement of games underway in Big 12 women's basketball. And let's start with a couple of the finals. Iowa State on the road against Kansas State. And the Cyclones get a win in Manhattan, 93-79. Audie Crooks led the way with 41 points. Addie Brown back in the lineup again for the past couple of games. After an injury, she had 12 rebounds for a total of 14. 12 defensive rebounds and a couple of offensive rebounds, 14 in the game as Iowa State defeats Kansas State. Number 17, West Virginia, all over Cincinnati, 118-60. UCF playing Houston right now, just 27 seconds left to go in Houston, and UCF leading the Cougars 68-59. 2:34 left to go in Lubbock. Number 20, Texas Tech has a 52-43 lead over Arizona State. And our score here with Baylor down 26-15 to the TCU Horned Frogs. Quickly taking a look at scores around Baylor today. The Baylor softball team gets an 8-0 win as they salvage that series over McNeese today. And Baylor baseball will have first pitch at 6:05 in Houston. They will play UTSA later on this evening. Again, our score here at the half, it's TCU 26, Baylor 15. We'll be back for the start of the second half in a moment in Fort Worth. You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Hey Baylor fans, Baylor softball season is currently underway. Come be a part of the action at Getterman Stadium all season long with single game tickets. With general admission tickets starting at just $8, there's no better way to enjoy elite college softball. And if you're coming with friends or family, group tickets are available for $5 each. Get your Baylor softball single game tickets now at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new sports vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
You've been listening to the Nissan Halftime Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we get set for the second half action with the Baylor Bears as we rejoin Derek Smith live from Courtside, bringing you the second half of action and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here in Schollmeyer Arena as we are moments away from the start of the second half. 18th ranked Baylor and 11th ranked TCU. Baylor trails the Horned Frogs at halftime 26-15. Lowest scoring half of the year for the Bears. And yet they are only down 11 thanks to a defense that has been excellent to elite all year long, being good again today. TCU has won 41 straight games on this floor. Their last loss here came in February of 2024. It's been over 2 years since they've lost a game here. That's what Baylor is trying to do. TCU has what Baylor wants. a Big 12 title. Baylor could get a share of that with a win today, but Lori starts now. The defense has to stay strong, but the offense has got to be better. I know that's not particularly deep analysis, but that's where we are.
I think you're right. Baylor's got to be patient. They've got to execute and find a rhythm. They just have not found a rhythm, and it starts by getting Talia Scott going. TCU has been making her take tough shots. Let's just say that. It's not like she's getting off these open looks, but if she can get an open look and let it go, once she sees one go in, we know how hot Talia Scott can get, and it flows to the rest of the team. But it starts on defense now.
TCU has the basketball first to start the second half. It is Olivia Miles with it. This is the quarter when she torched the Bears for 24 points in Waco. She's going to take it to the hoop and lay it in to start the second half. She just saw a little lane, cut down the left side, and flipped it in with the left hand to push the TCU lead to 13, their biggest of the day. Baylor's first offensive possession sees Bella middle of the floor, finds KJ, unloads a three, and she knocks it down. 39 seconds into the second half, Baylor has as many threes as they did the entire first half, and KJ pulls Baylor within 10 with a three. That's good to see.
And that was in the flow of the offense. It was a quick shot, but it was the right shot for Baylor to be able to take.
Original starters on the floor for both teams. It is Donovan Hunter high on the left side of the floor. Around a Silva screen, behind the back dribble, unloads it outside to Suarez. Suarez wants to drive, now instead tries to step back over Bella and splashes it in. Boy, she is tough to stop. She had a little room, and she stepped back and answered that KJ three to push the TCU lead to 31-18. Here is Buggs, top of the key. Outside to Bella Fauntleroy. Up top to Buggs again. Now kicks it out to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Back to Buggs. She's going to try her third three of the game, and this one is good. Buggs in on the three-point shooting act. Baylor has 2 threes in the first minute and a half of the second half after going for 1 for 13 downtown in the opening 20 minutes.
Well, let's get a stop here because that's the way this game has started, with players being able to get some shots and trying to bust Suarez open again.
Suarez kicks it left side. Here is Miles. Extra pass outside. Oh, Hunter keeps it up all alone, but she missed that three. Baylor can't grab the rebound. It's loose on the floor, and they do get it. Talia Scott picks it up after it was knocked away by the Bears.
It all started with Jana Van Geitenbeek getting her hands on the basketball.
Talia Scott 0 for 9 in the first half. Hooks it outside to Buggs. Now to Fauntleroy left side. Bella left to the key, misses the pull-up jumper, and the rebound is tapped from Silva to Miles. It's a 31-21 ball game. TCU by 10. 2.5 minutes into the third quarter. Miles attacking the bucket again, and she's got a chance at a three-point play. Miles cut inside, laid it in as she absorbed the foul, and that pushes the TCU lead back to 12. Jana Van Geitenbeek hit with the foul, her second. First on the Bears in the third quarter.
Well, you want to make TCU a 2-by-2 team, and Jana just wrapped around her, and I think you just have to almost let her go.
Miles hits the free throw and completes the three-point play. That pushes their lead back to 13 once again at 34-21. Van Geitenbeek, top of the arc. Here's Talia Scott off a screen. Catch and shoot three, too strong. Rebound is Silva. Talia Scott now 0 of 10 from the field. Nearly a turnover as Bella Fauntleroy dives after a loose ball. She can't grab it, but knocks it away. The Horned Frogs are going to have to play it in from the left sideline. 34-21 the score here. TCU with the ball and the 13-point edge on the Bears. Baylor without a field goal from Talia Scott. Miles dancing on the right side. Nearly loses the dribble. Now feeds Hunter. Passes down low. Silva with the kick out to Suarez. Now to Bigby. Single digits on the shot clock. Bigby with a chance at a three-point play. She was bodied and threw it off the glass for the layup. And that is back-to-back chances at three-point plays for TCU, who is now up 36-21. Markayla Johnson will check in for Bella Fauntleroy, who picked up the foul. And that is Bella's third personal. Bella in foul trouble. Suarez has 2 for TCU. Free throw is good by Bigby, and TCU has outscored Baylor 11-6 to start the third quarter. They have scored 6 straight points in the last 37 seconds. Now Markayla Johnson around a bug screen, pops a jumper from the left elbow and misses. Suarez chases down the rebound. Baylor is 8 of 30 from the field. TCU is 12 of 35. Baylor's defense has been good, but the offense not nearly good enough so far. Suarez misses a hook shot in the lane. Bugs grabs the rebound, and Suarez picks up her 3rd foul, putting a hand in her face there.
Well, that was not a smart play from Suarez because that's foul number 3. And I think Mark Campbell's telling her, just, playing on defense.
She's staying out there. Would you attack her? I mean, she's by Coach Nikki. All TCU here in this one in the regular season finale as they lead it by 19.
Well, you've got, it feels a lot like the third quarter in Waco when all of a sudden the 3 ball starts hitting, but TCU hasn't all hit them from beyond the arc. They've gotten a couple of 3-point plays as well, but 4 straight scores of 3 points each, and that'll bury you really fast.
Yeah, that's hard to stop, and TCU is pouring it on right now. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Bears have some work cut out for them, trailing TCU 40-21 with 6:01 to play in the third quarter on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, you open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
At Magnolia Realty, award-winning agents set the bar for professionalism and excellence. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Magnolia's full-service brokerage will guide you through every step of the process with expert industry knowledge. Their agents are fully invested in learning your story and customizing the real estate experience to suit your stage of life. Magnolia Realty has been serving cities across Texas since 2007, including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected or learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back in January when Baylor handed Iowa State their first loss of the year, Talia Scott was held scoreless in the first half. Actually scored just 2 points in the first half there, but erupted for 19 in the second half. Baylor could use that from her here today. She had just 2 first half points, but that's all she's got right now. 0 of 10 from the field. And TCU is on a 9-0 run over a 90-second span, and they've opened up a game-high 19-point lead on the Bears at 40-21. And Lori, right now, take away this 9-0 run, and obviously you can't let TCU string makes together, but defense has not been the problem. Baylor just 8 of 31 from the field, 3 of 17 from beyond the arc. They're not getting to the free throw line. The only time they got there came on that opening possession when Talia Scott was fouled beyond the arc, and they're turning the ball over too many times. 11 overall, which they've actually cut down on it since the early going. In fact, here in the third quarter, they have not turned the ball. They haven't turned the ball over. Actually, I beg your pardon. They haven't turned the ball over here in the third quarter. Nonetheless, too many in the first half, and they're not getting enough good looks to overcome those.
Yeah, and more than half of their shots are from beyond the arc. And, they've had some good looks. They probably had some looks they would rather not have to take. It's just hard to get the basketball inside right now.
Pass to Talia Scott on the left wing is knocked away by Bigby. Baylor will play it in. Jana Van Geitenbeek.
Yeah, TCU continuing to deny the ball, especially to Baylor's guards.
Jana has it top of the arc, feeds it right wing to Markayla Johnson. Markayla to the key, bangs into Suarez and loses it. Kayla Abraham chases it down, gives it back to Markayla, cuts to the basket and lays it in with the left hand. Markayla Johnson, who has scored 21 points in her last 2 ball games, was a nice drive there. She lays it in.
That wasn't. She had to go against Marta Suarez. If Suarez put her hands down on it, what's going to happen? And that's what Baylor wants to do, is to be able to trap. They're talking about trapping Miles, but trapping Suarez. And they get the tie basketball, and it's a turnover. So Baylor's got to be able to force the action. They're going to have to press and trap and see if they can get some turnovers. But once you get the turnovers, you got to do something with that. And let's see if Baylor just forcing, let's make sure that I'm in the right spot. Turnovers, just 7 for TCU, but Baylor has 6 points off of those. Let's see if they can get a good look.
Here's Buggs attacking Bielefeld, lost it out of bounds, and will stay with the Bears. Bielefeld touched it last. Baylor on offense with Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Markayla Johnson, Buggs, and Abraham. TCU defensively with Hunter, Miles, Bigby, Bielefeld, and Basham. They play it into Buggs to the Bears. She gives it outside to Markayla Johnson. Crossover, and she's bumped by Miles. It's going to reset the shot clock to 20. Miles with her second foul, and the team's second. Baylor trying to snap a string of 9 straight scored by TCU. No, I beg your pardon. They did that a moment ago with that Markayla Johnson bucket. Now trying to string together buckets. That's been easier said than done today. Here is Talia Scott trying to find Abraham down low, but too much traffic, and she threw it out of bounds. And that'll bring us to our official third quarter media timeout. Bears have some work to do, down 40-23 with 4:59 to play here in Fort Worth. I want to say hello to each of you watching on the Nextlink Courtside Cam. Nextlink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. Bears trying to get the offense going, down 40-23 to TCU with 4:59 to play in the third quarter on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TCU 40, Baylor 23, halfway through the third quarter. Alongside Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith. If you're just joining us, Baylor's defense has been good today, holding TCU to 35% shooting, but Baylor's offense has struggled. Just 9 of 32 from the field with 12 turnovers. Baylor is led by Darion Littlepage-Buggs with 7 points and 6 rebounds. 0 of 10 from the field. That's what Talia Scott is, and it's hard for Baylor to win when she is struggling that mightily from the field, but that's where we are. Foul trouble right now. Marta Suarez, TCU's leading scorer, with 18 points. She has 3. Bella Fauntleroy has 3 for the Bears. Jana Van Geitenbeek with 2. Olivia Miles with 2 points for TCU. You know, you look, Baylor's done a nice job on Olivia Miles. She has 14 points on 6 of 13 shooting. Has not picked up an assist, so Baylor's made her somewhat one-dimensional, but Marta Suarez has been good. 4 of 5 from beyond the arc, 5 of 11 overall. And Lori, again, we keep painting the picture and saying it ad nauseum maybe, but Baylor's defense has been Big 12 caliber, Big 12 championship caliber today. TCU's offense has not got it done, but Baylor's offense has not. They got some Baylor fans on the crowd. They're encouraging their fans to boo our fans, and our fans were eating it up here. We need a spark somewhere, Lori. Maybe the gold guys can give it to us. Oh, there's our friends. They're getting booed now. Our friends who show up at every game, you might have seen them with bear ears.
Renee and Gail, they're everywhere at every game. Great fans for Baylor, and hopefully that'll get the defense here step it up and get another TCU miss.
Cameraman was so fixated on them, didn't realize the game was going on. And then Jana Van Geitenbeek takes the ball away from Olivia Miles, drives inside, and is fouled by Miles. That's Miles' third foul. 3 fouls on Olivia Miles now. That's the third on TCU, and Jana will go to the line. Jana 0 for 2 from the field with a rebound and assist. It's been a quiet game for the senior for the Bears.
Yeah, Baylor's only been at the free throw line at the beginning of this game when Talia Scott was 2 for 3, and Jana hit that first one.
And Jana just poked that ball away from Olivia Miles as Miles was looking for a teammate. Jana calmly hits both free throws.
Well, did the right thing, and Baylor really wanted to be able to stop Olivia Miles as soon as she kept her away from the three-point line to get things started.
Baylor down 40-25 with 4.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. TCU with the basketball. It is Bigby, double teamed, harassed, and she throws it away. There's another trap, and the Bears turn it into a turnover. Jana lobs it ahead to Markayla, who fumbles the ball out of bounds.
I think, did TCU get a hand on the basketball? Is that
Maybe.
why it was hard for Markayla? I think she had to kind of stop her full court momentum to be able to pull that basketball, and that's what it looked like to me.
Don't know if we're going to get a look at the replay here, and Baylor trapping again in the backcourt, but this time TCU breaks it. Suarez traveled, obviously.
Well, she was going to pull the three and went, oh, I have a lane, but took almost 2 steps before Lisa Jones blew that whistle. But again, a turnover.
And that's 4 of them in the last 2 minutes for TCU.
And let's make points off of those. Baylor actually is better than TCU at being able to score off of turnovers.
Markayla Johnson circles around the lane and hits a fall away. She has 4 points, and it's a 13-point ball game.
And it's a trend for Baylor. 6-0 run over the last minute and a half. It corresponds to TCU's 4 turnovers over that period.
Baylor needs another stop here. Suarez has it middle of the floor. Now wants to bang inside, runs into a crowd, and she traveled with it. A wall there from Abraham and Buggs, and she traveled, and Mark Campbell, TCU's head coach, is going to call a timeout. He doesn't like what he's seeing. TCU has turned it over 5 times in the last 2 minutes and 17 seconds, and Baylor has gone on a 6-0 run in that stretch. Still a long way to go, Lori, down 40-27 with 3:45 to play. But what Baylor's defense was already good, but you talked about it earlier, forcing the action, and they're forcing the action, and it's leading to some success.
Yeah, you're going to have to expend a lot of energy to do that, but the payoff can be big. And you know what? I will take that 6-0 run, force Mark Campbell to call a timeout, and let's see what Baylor does with the basketball now. They have an opportunity to see if they can get some players. I mean, what you need is, you just need 0. You need 0, and I'm talking about player number 0, and Talia Scott, to get her going. 1 goes in, and that can lead to a barrage of points for Baylor.
Out of the TCU timeout, the Bears will play with Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Buggs, Markayla Johnson, and Kyla Abraham. Baylor has scored 6 straight points. Markayla tries to make it 9, but leaves the 3 short from the right wing. It hits the top of the backboard in the shot clock, so it'll be TCU ball.
Well, you know what? Put it in the hands of Markayla. She's feeling it right now, and just came up a little bit short.
TCU on offense now with Miles, Hunter, Suarez, Bielefeld, and Bigby. Hunter now gives it off to Miles. Miles, middle of the floor. She's double teamed and nearly throws it away. Bielefeld saves it. Extra pass into the corner. Here is Bigby for 3, and she knocks it down.
Boy, again, nearly all of the points have been scored either a 3-ball or a 3-point play. And that was just TCU finding the open player, the senior Bigby, who knocks down a 3.
Talia Scott tries a jumper, rattles out, no good. She is 0 for 11. And the rebound to TCU. Baylor is down 43-27 with 2:56 to play here in the third quarter. Olivia Miles with the basketball, stalking to the right edge, now wants to drive inside, tries to hook it in the corner and throws it away. Markayla Johnson is knocked to the floor, gobbles up the basketball, and a jump ball is called. She hit the deck going after that loose ball, and it's going to be TCU possession. She stole the pass, but then kind of lost her balance and fell on it. Hookie tried to save the possession.
Yeah, she had an opportunity maybe to roll it to another player standing in front of her, but I think she just recovered it like a football player would a fumble. And now Baylor's going to have to do it again on defense.
Here is Bielefeld with it, giving it off to Bigby. 150 seconds to play in the third quarter. Miles with it, center jump circle. Suarez tries to break out of a screen. Now here's a long step back three from Miles, no good. Hunter, though, with the offensive rebound. They're going to get another look at it. Up by 16. Miles tries to get fancy and throws it away. She was inside and tried a no-look pass to the right wing from below her hip and threw it out of bounds.
Like she took a lot of steps too before that play even got going. Yeah. So I think it all came out okay for Baylor in the wash there. But TCU has had 7 turnovers in the last nearly 4 minutes. Let's see if Baylor could score more points off of those.
Unfortunately, Baylor's only cut 3 points off the deficit. Markayla Johnson with a backdoor cut tries a tough shot and finishes over the taller Bielefeld.
Goodness, the last 3 buckets that Baylor has scored have all come from Markayla Johnson, and they have been tough drives to the basket from the left side.
Minute 50 to play and counting in the third quarter. Suarez has it. She's double teamed. Baylor still down by 14 points. Bielefeld takes the pass on the right wing, cut off by Abraham. Now she picks up the dribble, feeds it to the 6'7" Silva, and Silva is fouled by Buggs on a cut to the basket. That may not be the worst thing in the world because she was about to either drive into the hoop or kick it into the corner. But that foul on Buggs is only her first, the team's second, and it comes with 96 seconds to play in the third quarter. Keep in mind, Suarez and Miles each have 3 fouls and are playing. Bella Fauntleroy has 3 fouls for the Bears. She's on the bench at the moment. Markayla has filled in admirably for her. Suarez feeds it down low to Silva. Silva lost the ball and was fouled and nearly somehow pushed it in the bucket. She'll go to the free throw line. That's the 4th team foul on the Bears, and that's the 2nd on Dariana Littlepage-Buggs, so she picks up 2 in short order. And Silva will go to the free throw line, where on this season she converts at a 53% clip. Native of Portugal, Clara Silva, Kentucky transfer. Mark Campbell talks to his other 4 players on the floor at the moment as Silva goes to the free throw line, and her first free throw is too strong.
That's the first miss for TCU today.
Coach Dickey used the quick stoppage in play to talk briefly to Jana Van Geitenbeek, who jogs back out on the floor. Baylor down by 14. Silva with 1 more free throw for TCU, and she buries that one. 44-29 the score, under 90 seconds to play in the third quarter. Baylor is trailed by as many as 19 points in this game, which incidentally matches what would be the biggest comeback in program history should they find a way to win. Talia Scott, 0 for 11 from the field, has the ball left side, kicks it out to Markayla Johnson. Markayla steps into a mid-range jumper, count it, and put her on the line.
Goodness, Markayla Johnson has taken over this game for Baylor.
That's a foul on TCU, and it's going to send Markayla to the free throw line. 8 third quarter points for Markayla Johnson, and she has done a great job here in this second half. A player who for so much of the year had struggled tremendously with her shot. She's finding her range, and it's paying off for the Bears. That's Clara Bielefeld with the foul, and that is her 2nd. The team's 4th. Markayla calmly buries the free throw. After shooting below 50% from the stripe to start the year, she was 14 for 16 from the line in February.
She has just, February was a really good month for her. And, when we talked about her being like a freshman and a half, she's playing so much better now.
Suarez has it on the left wing for TCU with under a minute to play in the third. A double team. She throws it up top to Donovan Hunter. Sees a lane to the basket, drives inside, and charges into Talia Scott, giving it back to the Bears. That's Hunter's first.
Well, let's hope that is the spark that Talia Scott needs. I mean, the way the ball got to Hunter, because Baylor was just flying after the ball to try to get a turnover, and Hunter saw that. Just a wide open lane, but Talia steps into it.
Baylor with the ball, 38 seconds to play in the third quarter, 20 seconds between the clocks. It is Buggs with it, cuts to the basket, drives inside, tries to fall away from the baseline, no good. Offensive rebound on the floor, and a loose ball foul is called on KJ. And that is going to send TCU to the, no, it's not, I beg your pardon. Oh, it's an offensive foul called, not a loose ball foul. That foul on KJ is her second.
Call that an offensive foul? No, they're
figuring that. I heard him say that, and it looked like they're going to play it in, but that was the fifth on the Bears.
Well, it's better that it's called on Silva than it is on Suarez.
That's true. Silva, 1 of 2 a moment ago from the line. She is a 53% shooter, whereas Suarez is 89%.
The thing is you've got to make sure if she misses that second one, you've got to be good on the boards because there's 28 seconds left. And see what Baylor wants to do if and when they get the ball back.
Free throw by Silva rattles out but falls home. She's got one more coming. It's a 13-point TCU lead. One more on the way. Calmly drained them both. Baylor can play for the third quarter's last shot. 25 seconds left. Down 46-32. It was Baylor's highest scoring quarter. This has been Baylor's highest scoring quarter of the game, but unfortunately it's also been TCU's highest scoring quarter of the afternoon. Baylor down by 14. 12 seconds to play in the third. Shot clock dark. Markayla Johnson has 8 third-quarter points. She's open on the right wing. Baylor bounces it to Talia Scott, who finally hits a fall away from the left baseline with 1 second left. It's knocked out of bounds, and that's the end of the third quarter. Talia Scott finally hits a shot, and that cuts the lead to 12, 46-34 as we head to the fourth quarter. Lori, a little spark at the end, a long way to go. Baylor's going to have to do more of what they did after that third quarter media timeout, but it's there if they can put a little run together.
That was the quarter of Markayla Johnson. Big bench play from the freshman, and then you finally got a really good look to Talia Scott, who hit a tough shot. That was the kind of shot Bugs takes along the baseline, where she gets the ball, spins around, and falls away. And I hope that is the spark that Talia Scott needed, because Baylor within 12 points. I mean, this is still a ball game, Derek, and let's see what we can do here with the last 10 minutes.
Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink, because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like, proud partner of Baylor Athletics. To the final 10 minutes of the regular season we go. Baylor trails TCU 46-34 in Fort Worth on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, you know, when Talia Scott is struggling, it has an impact on Baylor's offense, and such has been the case today. It took her nearly 30 minutes to hit her first field goal, but she finally did inside the final seconds of the third quarter to cut the TCU lead to 12, and that's where we are now, 46-34, heading into the fourth quarter. Baylor still has work to do. They've trailed by as many as 19, and they're trying now to match what would be the largest comeback in program history if they can find a way to win here in the fourth quarter. If they do, Baylor would have a share of the Big 12 title. If they don't, TCU claims it outright. And Lori, again, the defense has been good. Now, the problem was Baylor did allow TCU to do too much work in the opening half of the third quarter. And right now it could be that those 5 minutes have an outsized impact on the game, because TCU, who Baylor has held to 15 points in the first quarter, 11 in the second, scored 20 in the third, and about 16 or 17 of those were in the first half of that third quarter. After that, Baylor's defense got back to it, but you need to get enough offense to make that meaningful.
Yeah, TCU outscored Baylor 15-6 in the first 4 minutes of that of the third quarter, but then Markayla Johnson just exploded for 9 points. They got some good stops. They only allowed TCU to score a 3 and then 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. And they scored the last bucket right before the end of the third quarter. See if they can tack more points on here.
Baylor has the ball to start the fourth quarter. Jana Van Guytenbeek directs traffic around to KJ Screen. Original starters on the floor with Markayla Johnson out there. Talia Scott catch and shoot 3, all in and out. Rebound batted around. Markayla Johnson bounces it past midcourt.
Smart.
Jana chases it down. That was a tip ball, so Baylor gets it back. It's not a backcourt violation. Here's Bella Fauntleroy with a look at a 3 from up top. Oh, it spins off the board. Good look, but she couldn't hit it. And TCU comes away with the rebound.
Baylor had 2 really good looks at it.
Jana with a poke away and a steal, and a jump ball is called. Possession arrow to TCU. That is one thing Baylor has done a nice job of in the second half. They have forced 9 TCU turnovers and turned those turnovers into 6 points. Now, you wish it could be more than that, but it's something. Baylor's turned it over 15 times. Now TCU has 15 times. 9:18 to play in this one. Baylor needs a stop, down 46-34. Play it into Olivia Miles. Miles and Suarez have done the majority of the damage for TCU again today. Suarez with 18, Miles with 14. Miles is double teamed, feeds it ahead to Bigby. Extra pass into the corner where Hunter's 3 is in and out. Suarez, though, with the offensive rebound, and she flips it up and misses it from point-blank range. KJ with the rebound, and Baylor back the other way. Baylor is just 3 of 20 from beyond the arc here in this one. Talia Scott tries a tough follow-away, misses badly off the glass. KJ, though, there to clean up and bounces it in.
Baylor's within 10.
It's a 46-36 game. Baylor has held TCU to 34% shooting. Unfortunately, Baylor's only shooting 33%. But they've got a little bit of a spark, and Jana bumps into Miles, is called for a foul. And that is Jana Van Guytenbeek's third personal.
And Jana is being a pest on Miles right now. I mean, Miles just can't be lackadaisical with the ball. Jana is going after it to poke it away.
You know,
and with a smile on her face.
Yes, she is. TCU bounces it into Miles. Jana right back there on her. 15 seconds to shoot, 8.5 to play. Baylor down by 10. Miles kicks it out to Suarez, around a screen. Now Jana picks her up defensively.
Oh,
and they called a touch foul on Jana.
Oh, from across the floor.
And that's her 4th.
Oh.
They called that on Van Guytenbeek from across the way, her 4th, team's 2nd.
Wow.
And for the moment, nope, she is going to exit. Markayla Johnson, who had 8 third-quarter points, is in for her.
I thought Jana got underneath Suarez to be able to take that ball away.
TCU plays it in again. I was hoping we'd get a replay, but we did not. So we'll.
That tells you all you need to know.
Yeah. Here is Miles with 9 to shoot. Double team near midcourt. Bounces it to Suarez. Cross-court pass to Bigby. 4 to shoot. 3 to shoot. Knifes inside. Puts up a little runner and gets the roll. That pushes the lead back to 12 with just under 8 minutes to play in this one. Baylor has trailed by as many as 19, trying to play comeback. Bella hard to the basket. She's fouled, nearly had a chance at a 3-point play, but she'll go to the line after drawing the foul. That is Clara Silva with the foul, her first, team's first in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we haven't been able to see Baylor do that very often, to be able to get into transition, push the basketball, and be able to get to the free throw line.
Bella Fauntleroy, 5 points on 2 of 6 shooting. Her first trip to the line today. Baylor 5 of 6 from the stripe, and they've been good from the free throw line this year, but she misses the first. One more coming for Fauntleroy, who had 16 points in Baylor's win on Monday night against Kansas State to set up this showdown. Here's another attempt for Bella. A couple dribbles, bends the knees, and she buries that one.
You could tell that was going in. That was the confident free throw shooter in Bella Fauntleroy that we have seen this season.
Markayla Johnson pokes the ball away from Hunter in the backcourt. She's only got 2 seconds to get across the midcourt, and she barely does. Suarez now takes the feed high on the right wing. Baylor's down by 11 with 7.5 to go. Suarez into the corner to Hunter, feeds it to Clara Silva, who misses the point-blank layup. Got her own rebound, though, and finished that time with a reverse layup. Silva stayed with it. TCU's missed some point-blank layups today. Their lead is 13. Here is KJ feeding Bugs. Now to Markayla Johnson around a screen. Mid-range jumper off the mark. Offensive rebound, Bugs. She circles inside, tries a tough follow-away in a crowd and left it short. Rebound to KJ. Another look at it for the Bears. Feeds it out to Talia Scott. Hunter out there to pick her up defensively. Under 7 minutes to go. Talia Scott cut off. Hooks it up to KJ. Feeds it to Bugs, now to Bella. 7 seconds to shoot. Bella, she'll try a mid-range jumper, too strong. Rebound chased down in the corner this time by Bigby, and she
turns it over.
She turns it over.
I think what it did is, they called a foul. They called a foul on Bigby?
Did they call a foul on Bigby? They did. She was swinging the elbows a bit, but I'm surprised that's a foul on Bigby.
But Bugs was there to harass her. I thought that ball almost went off of Bigby, hit Murray, the official. But Baylor has an opportunity here.
Down 50-37 with 6:45 to play. Now Bigby called for another foul, fighting through a screen. That is Bigby's second. And the team's third. No, I beg your pardon, the team's second here in the fourth quarter. Well, another chance for the Bears. Again, it's 50-37. Baylor's got to start stringing some makes together, though. Floating it in to Talia Scott, left corner. Bigby on her. Gets the ball back from Bugs. Unloads a three behind the screen, leaves it short. Suarez with another rebound. That's her tip. She's got a double-double. She tries to outlet it ahead to Silva, and it's over both her and Abraham's fingertips and out of bounds. I credit Abraham being the DB on that play.
Yeah, really had to make that pass go a lot further than it needed to be.
Here is Talia Scott driving inside, count it, and put her on the line.
There you go,
she
Talia.
hopscotched into the lane and hit a fall away from the right block as she was fouled. She can make it a 10-point game once again from the line. That is Clara Silva with the foul, her second, team's fourth.
She earned that one because Silva at 6'7" really extended her arms, and Talia had to fall away to be able to score. That's tough off that angle, off the glass, and that one they did show because that was an elite play.
Free throw for Talia Scott is good. She got the friendly bounce to make it a 10-point game, but now it's kind of now or never here. Down by a score of 50-40 with 6:19 to play. Got to keep stringing these stops together. Here is Silva. Downhill into the front court, retreats beyond the arc, and we've got a foul on the floor, and Bella Fauntleroy just got called for her fourth away from the ball. That is her fourth. That's the second on the Bears. So now she is in foul trouble. TCU plays it into Miles. Cross court to Bigby. She's open, steps into a three. It's no good. Rebound out of bounds to the Bears. Good job there by Bella.
Another smart play by Bella. Just block that ball from going to go out of bounds, and you keep Suarez, who was pursuing that offensive rebound. So again, another opportunity for Baylor to get it within single digits.
Here's Talia Scott, mid-range, good!
Yeah, she is feeling it now, and that's what you need. Talia Scott to get going.
Baylor is within 10 for the first time in a while. 5:42 to play. More work to be done, though. Silva hands it off to Hunter. Sees a path to the basket and misses the layup, but she's fouled. Hunter is 75% free throw shooter. Could you get her to miss one? Just one. That foul is on Abraham. It's her first, the team's third. And it sends Donovan Hunter to the line. She averages 12 points per game this year. Today, 3 points on 1 of 6 shooting, but she's a glue player for them, Laura. I remember the 3 games last year, just felt like she was always that player, getting a key steal, a timely shot, and she hits the first free throw here.
I could not agree with you more. It seems like Hunter was always the X factor for their team as well, just timely timely plays, and she knocks down both free throws.
10-point TCU lead again, 5.5 to go. Talia Scott has it for the Bears. She's heating up a bit here in the second half. She's open from mid-range and splashes in another one. Talia Scott, who had just 2 first-half points, and actually just 2 points through nearly the first 3 quarters, now has 9. She's 3 of 17 from the field. It's an 8-point TCU lead again. Here is Hunter around a screen. Swings it across to Suarez. Suarez trying to find some room. Knifes inside. Gets to the bucket and misses the point-blank layup. Good defense there by Bella. Talia collects the rebound. Halfway through the fourth quarter, it's an 8-point TCU lead. Talia Scott cut off. Bounces it to no one. Throws it away. She thought that Abraham was going to flare out. Instead, she cut in. And that's a turnover at our fourth quarter media timeout. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. 4:55 to go. Does Baylor have a comeback in them for a Big 12 title? They're showing some signs of it, but now they got to finish. 52-44. TCU leads with 4:55 to go on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Do you want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams? Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Looking for a fun night out with family or friends? Head to Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark and catch Baylor baseball this season. Single game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $5 for general admission seating. Or stop by the ballpark for $2 Tuesdays, featuring discounted concession items plus $2 off general admission tickets. Grab your seats now at BaylorBears.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Baylor Ballpark.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Never deposit someone else's money into your bank account. Scammers will send you money or overpay you and then ask you to refund a portion of the money back to them. This is a scam.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
This has been live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now it's time for the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Nissan, innovation that excites. Lidman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the game. Listen to highlights, talk with Coach Colin, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here in Fort Worth, where TCU claims their second straight Big 12 championship with a 65-53 win over the Bears. Baylor's offense struggled throughout the afternoon, and despite a strong defensive effort, was just unable to get enough going at the offensive end to get it done tonight. And it is the Horned Frogs winning the Big 12 title. Baylor will be the number 3 seed in the Big 12 championships in Kansas City, earning the double bye and playing on Friday night in Kansas City against an opponent to be determined. Lori Fogelman is making her way down to visit with Coach Nicky. We'll hear from her a little bit later on. We'll give you stats, scores, and more forthcoming from Fort Worth after this here on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. Back with more after a 65-53 loss by the Bears to conclude the regular season on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
It's the President's Day sales event at Allen Samuels Dodge in Waco, and the choice is yours. Drive home a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler Sahara or Rubicon with $10,000 off MSRP. Ford owners get an extra $2,000 in bonus savings, or step up to a 2025 Jeep Gladiator and take $12,000 off MSRP. Inventory's moving fast and selections are getting thin, so don't wait. Hurry to Allen Samuels Dodge in Waco, your friend in the car business. Come by, let's be friends.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't click on links in emails and text messages. Scammers send emails and texts that look real, saying there's a problem with your account or your order. Don't click. Don't do it, ever. Instead, go directly to the company's website and log in there.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new sports vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bears fought hard but aren't able to climb out of a 19-point second half deficit. And as such, it is TCU celebrating an outright Big 12 championship here on the Schollmeyer Arena floor here. 65-53, the final score. Baylor got as close as 8 points in the second half, but that would be as close as they could get. A night when the shots, their day really, where the shots just weren't falling for the Bears. The defense was good, was actually very good, but really had to be almost elite today to overcome the offensive performance. And as such, it is TCU with the 65-53 win today. Baylor did a better job today against Olivia Miles and Marta Suarez. They still combined for 40 of TCU's 65 points, but it took them 31 shots to do so. They were a combined 14 of 31, which is still good. But Baylor made them work a lot harder for it today than in Waco when they combined for 67 of TCU's 83 points in that one. This is the First Central Credit Union postgame show. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. Let's take a look at the stats in this one. First, team numbers. TCU outshoots Baylor 40-34%. They were 21 of 53 from the field. Baylor 20 of 58. Big difference in this game was three-point shooting. TCU was 35%, 8 of 23. And Baylor 5 of 27, just 19%. Free throw line of difference too. TCU 15 of 18, 83%. Baylor 8 of 11. TCU actually ended up with 2 more turnovers than the Bears, 18-16, and Baylor outscored them off of those turnovers, 15-7. So if you just look at the box score, really not too bad, but Baylor turned the ball over 11 times in the first half, and honestly, that thwarted a lot of early scoring opportunities. Baylor scored just 15 points in the entire first half, 8 in the first quarter, or 7 in the first quarter, 8 in the second. And even though TCU didn't turn those turnovers into points, it really set the tone for Baylor to have to play out of a double-digit deficit for much of the game. Rebounds, TCU 38 to Baylor's 31. Baylor with 12 assists on 20 field goals, TCU with 11 on 21. Well, Olivia Miles and Marta Suarez are the 5th highest scoring duo in the nation. Coming into the game, they averaged as a duo a combined, I beg your pardon, they averaged a combined 37 points. And that's where they finished today. Actually, they finished just higher than that today at 40 points. Marta Suarez, 21 points on 6 of 15 shooting. Olivia Miles, 19 points on 8 of 16 shooting. Marta Suarez, a double-double with 11 rebounds. Miles, nearly a double-double with 9 rebounds. 12 points for Taylor Bigby. Those were big today. In Waco, the rest of the team only scored 16 points combined against the Bears. Today, a little bit better than that as they scored 25 points, and that was enough in the game today. For the Bears, Talia Scott ended up leading Baylor with 17 points, but it took her 23 shots to get those. She did not hit a field goal until the waning seconds of the third quarter. And after hitting 5 shots in the fourth quarter, just not quite enough, not enough today. She was 6 of 23 from the field, 2 of 12 from beyond the arc. Markayla Johnson, her third straight strong game for the Bears. And if you're looking for some positive signs heading into the postseason, her continued development is meaningful. I mean, obviously today was a reminder that offense, Baylor's defense has been good, always good, almost always good, often usually excellent, and often elite. Today it was, I would say, excellent, very good to excellent for much of the game, but you need more offense, plain and simple, and if you can get more from true freshman Markayla Johnson, that would help. Markayla Johnson, a top 50 national recruit, the only true freshman on the Baylor roster this year, and she has now scored 32 points in her last 3 games. That has been big for the Bears against Arizona, Kansas State, and TCU today. So it was Scott and Markayla in double digits. After that, 7 points apiece for Kirsten Johnson and Dariana Littlepage Buggs. 7 points, 8 rebounds for Buggs. Those 8 rebounds were a team high. Bella Fauntleroy finishes with 6 points. Kyla Abraham with 3. Jana Van Geitenbeek with 2 points and with 3 assists. It all adds up to a 65-53 TCU win today in Fort Worth to claim their second straight Big 12 regular season title and to do so outright. With them winning today, if Baylor had won, West Virginia would have had a share of the championship as well. But obviously that's not the case, and so it is TCU's alone for the second straight year. We're brought to you by Rudy's, a proud sponsor of Baylor Athletics. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy's serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. It is the final day of the regular season and the first day of the month of March. As we mentioned, West Virginia picked up a dominating win over the Cincinnati Bearcats to close out the regular season. They were trying to make a statement. And again, if Baylor had won, it would have been a 3-way tie for first place in the Big 12 had they won. And they made their presence known today, defeating Cincinnati 118-60. 20th ranked Texas Tech closed out a strong regular season with a 58-51 win over Arizona State. Iowa State knocked off Kansas State in Manhattan 93-69. UCF closed out the regular season with a 72-62 win over Houston. We know this, Baylor will be the 3 seed in the Phillips 66 Big 12 Championships. TCU 1, West Virginia 2. And that's the way it will look going into things. Baylor right now will not play until Friday night. It'll be 8 p.m. and they will play against the winner. We'll see who they end up going up against, but it'll either be the 6 seed, the 11 seed, or the 14 seed. And again, that'll be Friday night at 8 o'clock. If Baylor's able to make a run in Kansas City, it will be all-night games on their side of the bracket. Let's take a look at the standings here right now, and I had them pulled up. Now we got them back for you. Beg your pardon. TCU the 1 seed, West Virginia 2, Baylor 3, Oklahoma State. We'll verify this, but they appear to be the 4 seed. Texas Tech is 5, and Colorado is 6. So Baylor could see Colorado on Friday night in Kansas City. We'll see if that is the case, but you have the top 6 seeds all finishing within 4 games of each other. More parity in the Big 12 this year. For the Bears, the regular season ends with a disappointing loss. And again, you look at the regular season, Baylor has avoided the bad loss so far. Every time on paper you see they should beat a team, they've done so. And in fact, they're the only team in the Big 12 that can really say that. You know, the challenge has been all these teams that they're right there with. You know, they've lost these close games, and that's going to be the challenge in March. Can you defeat a March-type team? And Baylor has done so this year. You know, you beat Duke. You beat an Iowa State team that's still better than their record indicates as they've dealt with injuries this year. But you've beat Duke. You've beat Iowa State. You've beat Oklahoma State. You beat some good teams, but you just haven't beat enough of them in the regular season, and that's why Baylor comes up today a game short of a share of a regular season title. Again, you look back in Waco against Texas Tech. That game without Talia Scott. You lose basically at the buzzer on a tough call, on a tough call to Texas Tech. That game obviously made a huge difference. That game in West Virginia and then the 2 games to TCU. I mean, that was the difference between Baylor getting a Big 12 regular season title and not. And as such, TCU was able to overcome a couple of tough losses to Colorado and to Utah to win this one. And they finished the regular season, TCU does, with a 15-3 Big 12 record, and they are finished the year 18-0 at home. They now have a 42-game winning streak here on this Schollmeyer Arena floor. Coach Dickey will be visiting with media first, and then we will hear from her when we come back a little bit later on. Lori is down there looking to visit with her, but again, we'll tell you that Baylor will play on Friday night in Kansas City. Baylor, the 3 seed, 8 o'clock, the scheduled tip time in the Central Time Zone. And that game could start later as it's the last game of the day, but we'll know more then. But right now, the regular season is over, and Baylor will turn its attention to the postseason. First, the Big 12 championships, and then, of course, the NCAA tournament. 65-53, the final score. We'll be back with more here on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. After this, you're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity.
Okay, there's like one more break after this one.
Patients through a staff with years of...
There's one more break.
Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care.
Oh, you're good.
Care and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Everything we do for you. Slam dunk benefits at First Central Credit Union. Tip off with free checking that pays cash, less fees, great rates, quick local loans, easy online applications, a free mobile app, secure remote control cards, 24/7 deposits, and more services at our ATMs, and a free new member t-shirt. Join today at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team. Everything we do for you.
Eligibility and application requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at Schollmeyer Arena in Fort Worth, where TCU celebrates their second consecutive Big 12 regular season championship. A 65-53 win over the Bears today to close out the regular season. Baylor's offense really struggled to get going in the game, and despite a strong defensive effort today, not enough to overcome. Talia Scott didn't hit her first field goal until the closing seconds of the third quarter, and Baylor just did not get enough going offensively, scoring just 15 points in the first half. They trailed 15-7 at the end of one. 26-15 at halftime. TCU opened up a 19-point lead in the third quarter. Baylor was able to cut it to 8, but could get no closer en route to the 65-53 final. Elsewhere throughout the Baylor sporting world today, Baylor softball bounced back to close out their weekend series against McNeese with an 8-0 shutout win over the McNeese State Cowgirls as Baylor's Peyton Tanner picks up the win. She throws 5 innings of one-hit baseball when it's softball rather, as Baylor softball run rules McNeese today, and Baylor softball now 13-6 on the year with that win today over McNeese State. Meanwhile, Baylor baseball, who has split a tough pair of games in Houston in the Bruce Bolt Collegiate Classic, defeating 11th ranked Ole Miss on Friday night in extra innings by a score of 6-5. Follows 5-2 yesterday to Texas. Battled hard against the nation's number 3 team, but couldn't get enough key hits with runners aboard. Will now try to quote-unquote win the weekend, if you will, as they take on number 23 UTSA. That is the final game taking place at Dyken Park, the home of the Houston Astros, and that game is scheduled to start at 6:05 p.m. this evening. Now, each of the games Baylor has played in has started a little late, as they often do in those tournaments, but you can keep an eye out for that one on Baylor Baseball social media, and you can hear that game on our flagship station, ESPN Central Texas, with Tom Barfield and Cole Posey coming up this evening as Baylor Baseball looks to close out their play down there with a win that would give them a 2-1 record on the weekend. Here, final score is 65-53. We're waiting Coach Nikki to wrap up her press conference with local media here in Fort Worth after the game, and then we will hear from her in just a moment. Regular season is over. Baylor 24-7 in the season, 13-5 in Big 12 play. Disappointing finish, though, as TCU wins their 5th straight against the Bears, closing out the regular season with their 2nd straight Big 12 title. 65-53 the final. We'll be back with more after this from Schollmeyer Arena in Fort Worth on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We don't just build. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas.
Yeah, that's fine.
By Texas.
How many you need?
The Tundra is built to tough it out. And to take it easy.
Okay, after this one?
To carry tradition. And to make new ones.
All right, sounds good, Derek. Okay.
To roll with the punches. And to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. No reputable company or government agency will ever ask you to pay them with gift cards, Bitcoin, or a person-to-person payment app. Scammers use these options because the money can't be traced. Just don't do it.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway, right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new Sports Vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Regular season comes to a conclusion here in Fort Worth today as TCU knocks off the Bears 65-53 to claim the regular season Big 12 title in front of a good crowd here at Schollmeyer Arena. Good number of Baylor fans here. Definitely appreciate the fans in green and gold who made the effort. Made some noise, tried to will the Bears back in it, but not enough today. But still a good crowd here on hand whose presence we certainly appreciate cheering on this team today. 65-53, the final in this one. And for the Bears, as you move into the month of March, we're going to hear from head coach Nikki Collin here in just a bit. But Couple of thoughts. Baylor is going to finish the regular season with undoubtedly one of the nation's best defenses. Baylor has put together a elite perimeter defense that is tops in the Big 12 and second in the nation, holding opponents to 25% from beyond the arc. Baylor also leads the Big 12 and is third in the nation in blocks per game, averaging 6.5 per contest. And another note, Baylor is second in the Big 12 and 12th in the nation in opposing field goal defense, holding teams to 35.5% from the field. And against a good shooting TCU team today, that's essentially what Baylor held them to. In this case, 39.5%. But another good day against a TCU team that here at home averages 85 points per game. Baylor held them to 65 today. So point being in all that, the numbers bear it out. Baylor's defense is excellent, and it has been a strength of the team this year. Now, excellent doesn't always mean, you don't see some games like we've seen against Olivia Miles and Marta Suarez. They are elite scorers, and they found some points today. But Baylor made them work today, and throughout much of the year, most all of the year, Baylor has made opponents work for anything they've got. And it would certainly appear right now from this vantage point that as we head into the month of March, that is what Baylor is going to have to do once again to really have the success they want in the month of March. The offense is capable of more. The difference between its floor and ceiling at times has varied greatly. But what we've seen is a team that defense is its strength, and as we head into March, it is going to need to continue to be that as for the Bears to have the kind of success that they want to. Now, if Bella Fauntleroy has a 16-point game like she did against Kansas State, that bodes well. If Markayla Johnson continues to be anything close to a double-digit scorer per game like she's been the last three, that bodes well. But defense is the name of the game, and the offense doesn't have to be great to win big games. In fact, they were not great today, and even without that, Baylor still had opportunities to win this game. But defense is the name of the game, and for this team, that's been their calling card throughout the year, and we expect to see that continue as we move into the month of March. Lori has visited with Coach Nicky. We're going to take our final timeout and come back and hear that conversation in just a moment, following a 65-53 win for TCU over the Bears today to conclude the regular season. Back with our final thoughts and Coach Nicky right after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Cameron, I'm sending it to you now.
Okay.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Got
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here,
hey, Derek, I'm ready.
Appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas.
Yes.
Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here in Fort Worth, where TCU claims the regular season title with a 65-53 win over the Bears. Time now to hear from head coach Nikki Collin. Post-game comments brought to you by Alliance Bank, your Central Texas business bank, as she visited with Lori after the game.
All right, good defensive effort. Team really competed hard.
Yeah, I thought, I thought they missed shots. I thought we stayed in front of them in the first half. but we obviously couldn't get it going offensively. I thought we turned the defense up in a totally different way than we have all season long, which created, I thought TCU was uncomfortable, and I thought we started to score. I thought the first 4 minutes of the third, we weren't good defensively. I thought we were starting to make shots, but we weren't getting stops. And then I think from there, we settled in and we started matching effort. And but I thought we competed. I thought we played hard. We got loose balls. We dove on the floor. We turned them over, and we made them uncomfortable. And so it was good to see us kind of maybe do something we haven't done all season. I thought our defense dictated kind of flow in the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
That is Bears head coach Nikki Collin with her post-game comments with Lori. And again, Laura, I think that was the story. Baylor's defense was good today. The offense wasn't good enough, and unfortunately, when your offense struggles like Baylor did, I think we kind of said this at some point there, that little stretch to start the second half may be the difference in the game. I won't say it was the difference in the game, but it was the stretch that made it a double-digit comeback effort for the Bears instead of a, maybe 6 points, 6 to 8, couple possessions.
Yeah, when you think about all of a sudden, in really fast, just like 4 different possessions, and all of a sudden they scored 15 quick points, and before we knew it, Baylor was down by 21, and Baylor let themselves be buried the last time the Frogs and the Bears played after that third quarter, but Baylor this time, just as Coach Nikki said, turned up the defensive effort. They got Talia Scott going. Markayla Johnson showed up in a big way in that third quarter with 9 points, but it just wasn't enough. I think Baylor had a really key turnover when they had a chance to get it to maybe 6 or 5.
Yeah.
And at that point, Baylor just could not get enough possessions to be able to make this a game. But I tell you what, Baylor made it a game. And Nikki was right when she said they made, the Frogs uncomfortable. And there's another chance because there's another trophy to play for, and that's coming up in Kansas City. So you just gotta just sit with this for a little bit and then turn the page.
We're brought to you by Rudy's, proud sponsor of Baylor Athletics. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. Lori, as we close, I was saying while you were away wrapping up the conversation with Coach Nick, as we head into the postseason now, it's very clear that Baylor's defense is one of the nation's best across the board. The stats, the metrics, all point at and paint the picture of a team that's hard to score against, both inside and outside. Again, TCU averages 85 points a game today. Baylor held them to 65, and aside from a couple games against, I'd say, Texas Tech and TCU and Waco, the defense has been outstanding. Has been very good most of the year, outstanding most all of the year, and then occasionally elite. And maybe not even occasionally. It's been elite defense at times this year. But you look at this, that's the calling card as we head to March. As Baylor takes on a team in Kansas City to be determined Friday night at 8 o'clock tip, currently the schedule. I trust this defense. The defense is good enough to get you in a game against just about anyone in the country, even elite offensive teams. The question is, can the offense do enough? When they're pressured in these big stakes games, can they get it done? Talia Scott can't go 6 of 22, and for the team probably to have a chance to win in March. Luckily, I don't think she's going to go 6 of 22 very often. But you need, can Markayla Johnson, she's been a double-digit scorer on average the last 3 games. Can she give you a little more? Can you get a little more than you did today from Bella and Bugs? Because the recipe is you can have a solid game from Talia Scott. For her, a solid game is right around 20. And can you get enough made shots elsewhere on the floor for them to have to guard you, honestly? I think that's going to be the question as to how far this Baylor team goes. Or, we don't want to just say, man, another good defensive effort by the Bears. I think as we get into March, that's going to be the question in Kansas City and beyond. The defense is good, has been. Can the offense give you enough to beat some really great teams?
And we've seen this offense be able to get rolling, and it hasn't always had to be just Talia, although you're right, the 20 is key for her, however she is able to get that, whether she gets to the free throw line or just goes off from the pull-up jumpers and the threes. But can your seniors also rise to the occasion? Can Jana continue to run the offense effectively? Can Bella and Bugs get those high percentage shots where she finds driving lanes? Can Bella continue to step out from beyond the arc and be able to score and also find lanes as well and get to the free throw line or maybe those and one opportunities? And then you get bonus points from up and down the lineup. Again, we've seen from defense that Baylor is elite at rim protection, and so you hope that continues to be at a high level. But I appreciated what we saw out of the defensive effort today, especially the way that they made it just so difficult for TCU the last quarter and a half.
Well, they'll try to build on that starting Friday night in Kansas City. Lick our proverbial wounds a couple of days and then try to bounce back because there is another Big 12 title to be won. The Bears made it to the Big 12 championship game last year. They're going to try to do so again here over the course of the next week. Well, a disappointing end to the regular season as TCU claims the Big 12 title, but the Bears will now get ready for the postseason, which, hard to believe, it is now upon us as we have reached the 1st of March. We appreciate each and every one of you being with us throughout the regular season, whether on the Baylor Sports Media Network on our flagship station, Fox Sports Central Texas, or on the apps, the Baylor Athletics app, online streaming, as well as our Courtside cam, our NextLink Courtside cam. Appreciate all of you being with us throughout the year, and hope you'll join us for the rest of this ride that begins anew on Friday night at 8 p.m. from Kansas City in the Phillips 66 Big 12 Championship. Opponent TBD. That'll wrap things up. We want to say thanks, as always, to Cameron Savoy, our producer. Cameron, a long weekend for you with a lot of Baylor sports. We appreciate your great work, as always. Speaking for him and Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith.